Hello, in England, looking at a beautiful poster. Now, it's a poster, it's a print, it's a facsimile, it's a reproduction, it's a copy, and this means you're getting into difficult territory. This poster is worth about £1,000 English, and there was very little visually to tell you that it's the real thing, other than the certificate, which is provided by the merchant. The merchant is reliable, is based in England, and has a provenance in that they have had preceding sales, auctions of this product, type of product, and they are well set up, and you can tell from the invoices and the post that they're bona fide and legitimate. There's nothing to stop anyone setting up a little auction house in England and marketing their stuff and selling fake stuff. And I've been watching this James Bond poster stuff for a long time because I think it's really good fun, and I've been extremely careful where I buy it from. So I bought it off this company. The company I bought it off is called Prop Store. I don't mind telling you where I bought it from because this is already sold to someone else. Prop Store. And though they have made a certificate which looks like all the fake certificates you get on other things, I think that they are trying to provide a good service. And we bought this in a tube and in a roll, so it was very inexpensive to get delivered from where they're based to where I live in England. And it came in a tube by FedEx, and it came when it said it would come. So all the evidence is that it's, anecdotally, is that it's from a good outfit. So when it came to me, I looked at the product, and the print isn't a lithograph, and it isn't a screen print, and it isn't a wood block. It isn't a photocopy. It is a ordinary print. And I looked at the back of it, and it is not bright white. Is not this colour, which is bright white new paper. It is slightly yellowed, and it had a satisfying amount of spotting, not mildew, not rot. It's just where the age has darkened it down and given it a texture. So I think that this, in my own judgment, forget about the judgment of Prop Store, I think this item is the real thing, and it's been signed by Roger Moore, and I'm also very careful with signatures. I can fake a signature really easily, and I'm always suspicious of other people when you have a signature like that. And we've been selling Matt Groening signed pictures of Bart Simpson, for example, who has a signature, and his signature changes depending on where he is and what pen he's using and how much space he's got and if he's in a hurry. But I bought one of his originals, given that the signature matched the other ones. They don't match exactly, but you have to look for where things cross over and where the calligraphy has intricacies. So I consider that I can tell a real signature fairly well. That's the Roger Moore signature. And he's squiggling these out with a felt tip pen on a shiny piece of paper, which has got kaolin in it. It's got clay in the paper, which means that it is shiny, which means that it doesn't need much ink. It means that the ink dries quickly. It's glossy, like in a magazine, Cosmopolitan magazine, have shiny pages. It means it's got clay in the paper. That's what it is. So he's squiggling these signatures, and I've obviously looked at other examples of his signature over the years, over the decades, on photographs and other things, and I'm confident that's his signature. So it's from a good source. It is of the right texture and sort of aged look. It has a signature which I think is the real signature. It has a certificate of authority. I don't like them at all, generally, but it's come with one anyway. I didn't expect to get one. They've given me one. When it came today, it came in a little pouch. So I think it's got everything it needs to be a real one, and I will sell it as a real one from about 1970 something, whenever it was made. And I will sell it as a genuine signature. I have sold it as one with a genuine signature, and that's how it was sold to me. And if it comes from an auction house in England, with a description of a date and a description of a signature, the auction house, if it's lying, will be shut down. So I'm protected as a vendor that I bought it from a English invoice sale room. I will give it an English invoice for the next owner. So it's the real thing. The size is small. You can get big ones that go on doors for cinemas. You can get big ones that go on post on the walls inside the cinemas. You can get big ones to go on roadside signs. You can get ones that go the other way around. You can get one from Japan with different text on. Get French ones. The French ones don't cross out the Union Jack, which I think is amusing. They have to, even though it's got the French words all over it, Monsieur Bond, they still leave the Union Jack. So there's loads of them, and there's all the Bond ones from the beginning to the ones now. And there are obviously, if you go onto a specialist site, such as this prop store site, you'll see other films as well. You like Marlon Brando, you can get Marlon Brando. If you like Leonardo DiCaprio, you can get Leonardo DiCaprio. So there's all of the stuff is there, going back forever. And I think they're decorative, very good. So you have a very, very nice image. Why is it a nice image? Well, you've got a Bond coming up into the sky in a silver foil spacesuit with the Earth behind him, and it's of the time. And Moonraker was this space shuttle type thing. At the time, the space shuttle America was actually real. So I remember watching this stuff, and I found it very, very, very entertaining, of course. So the prices, they're very expensive. The ones with signatures are mega expensive. I don't want a big one to sell on, because I think they're too difficult to store, and they're too difficult to frame, and they're too dominant in the house. So they're in a house, you have a huge James Bond picture. It's rather over the top. I think that's just a nice size, and I like this little size. They tend to be a bit less money. And it's a manageable size. We've just chucked it into this frame. I keep old frames, and this is a 1970s frame. I just chucked it in. I haven't bothered to have it done professionally. I've stuck it in this frame with these glue spots. You buy these glue spots, and then to get the poster on, you press the glue spot onto the paper. The glue spot comes off, and then that is not wet, but it's sticky wet, and then you can stick things to it. So I just stuck it in a frame, which I already had, which cost nothing, and I've used 6 or 7 spots to stick it up, and that means it's not going to get damaged, and I can look at it until it goes to the customer. It's quite easy to handle. I don't really like things in tubes, to be honest. The trade does like things in tubes. I like things in frames. So we have this item, which is from England. I bought it at sale. I've sold it to a customer as the real thing. The size is a secondary size, which isn't worth as much as the big ones to the real collectors, the aficionados, but I think for me it's the right size. Without the signature, it's worth a couple £100 if it's a real one. The difficulty, as I said earlier, is you can make a copy of these like that with modern printing, and you cannot tell the difference. I'm sorry, you cannot tell the difference looking at it, whatever anyone tells you. You can only tell the difference behind it and with the texture. And what you want to avoid is posters which are white like that on the back, because it means they're new on the whole. So I hope I've been helpful. I think that the values will go high quite soon. This frame is a, as I say, 1970s frame. It's a stainless steel frame, and it's got a really nice backboard made of hardwood. And I think that if I had to buy a frame for that, you'd be pushing it. You'd be looking at a couple £100, something like that. Maybe more if it was the stainless steel one. Well, it would be more if it was a stainless steel one. So I think this is a good second-hand frame, and I think it goes well as it's of the era. Okay, so we're talking about film posters, cinema posters. Thanks for looking.